You're listening to the Becoming More Me podcast with me, Teresa Lear Levine. You're already enough. But if you're anything like me, you thrive when you're stretching and developing yourself, creating more of the person you feel called to be. This podcast is here to inspire and support you. Let's release the negative, reinforce the positive, and elevate our vibe together as we tap into our limitless potential to transform and grow.
Hi there, friends. Thanks for tuning in today. I can't express enough how much I appreciate all of you who have taken to spending a little time with me each week through this podcast. I'm so grateful. I only started this podcast a little over a year ago. It was June of 2021, and I didn't know where I was going with it. I mean, if I'm being honest, sometimes I still don't know where I'm going with it. And today's episode is in the same mindset that I used to have when I started sharing, that I have some ideas bouncing around in my head, but I don't have a total guideline and framework. Some of my episodes are very laid out, and I always pay attention to like what's getting downloaded more or listened to more so that I do understand what's being enjoyed, because podcasting can be a little weird like that. You don't always know who's tuning in and listening unless people are sharing it on their social media and tagging you or leaving you a review or something to allow you to know that they're the ones that are listening. So the only data that we have as podcasters to go by is the comments and the shares and the things that are actually spoken back to us through our audience and the numbers, the downloads. So I can look at my episodes and know that you guys really loved learning about chakra work when I talked about it. And you've really enjoyed what I've shared about manifesting and the business aspects of podcasting and visibility and things like that. But outside of that, I am never totally sure, which is why I always invite you to send me an email. I still answer my emails personally at Teresa@teresalearlevine.com. And I love, love, love hearing from people who listen to the podcast and have feedback, even if it's not totally positive. So share, let me know what you think, because if you enjoy hearing from me and learning from me, I want to share more of what you want to hear and more of what you want to learn. So I'm here today to share some nuggets. I had a brainstorming call. I love these mastermind calls, and I've had so many different versions of them over the years with different women and men in similar lines of work to mine or even different, but we share that entrepreneurial spirit and speak each other's language when it comes to talking about the things that we're developing or softwares or tips and tricks that we use and things like that. Now, I will say that for the longest time, from probably middle school until adulthood, I was one of those girls that would say, oh, I don't really get along with girls, and I'd rather talk to guys about this or whatever. And I hear people say that still. And I always think there's got to be some kind of a disconnect or a misconnect. Sure, we can know who our people are or who we enjoy getting feedback from or whatever. But for me, at least, I think there was more of a fear of being rejected by other women than by men. And there's a deeper connection needed with females in order to feel accepted. And it takes more work and more time. And I think there was a lot that I wasn't willing to give it. So it was easier to just be like, yeah, I don't really get along with girls, which isn't true at all. I love women. I get along great with women. And I just had some inner work to do around it. So I absolutely love when I have mastermind calls with other female entrepreneurs and we can brainstorm. And if you're not doing this already and you do have your own business, or you just have big goals that are so much easier to achieve with support, you should totally be doing this. Just find, even if it's just one other person, and I don't recommend it's like your best friend or something. It should be somebody that's objective and somebody that's going to be asking questions because they don't know you inside and out already, and that has a new perspective on things. And I also recommend that you change it up from time to time. I usually don't stick with the same group of people for longer than 3 to 7 months. It just depends on what we're working on. But eventually, there's usually a shift for me or for somebody else in the group where things are going in a different direction and it doesn't align as much. And that's great. That's life. That is the constant change that we are all always going through. And I'm so grateful for the time that we've had together. And I still continue to support them and keep in touch and everything else. It's just that we don't have that same intimate time together to share and brainstorm and mastermind things together. So be open to that. And I've found people to do that with through just having networking calls. I have a calendar that other women like myself can get onto, and we just chat for like 15 minutes. I get to know what their business is about. They get to know what mine's about, what our lives are like, and most importantly, how we can support each other. It doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily enter into a mastermind relationship or anything else, but I do love exchanging referral information and understanding that when I find somebody that is in the market for what that person offers, that I know how to refer them. I know what they offer. I know how they like to be connected. And I've taken the time to get to know them and what they do in the world. And that makes collaborations and partnerships and joint ventures and so many other things so much easier when you want or need them for things that you have going on in your own business. And it's so nice to be able to support other people and to be able to do it in a thoughtful, kind way, and to just have more people in this world that you know and can relate to, and either share things with or call upon or support. It feels good. It feels as good, if not better, to support other people as it does to be supported. So that is my favorite part of networking. And it didn't come naturally to me. It's something that I am definitely trying to do my best to instill in my kids because I know how valuable it is in personal and business life. And it wasn't something that I was taught or that I understood when I was younger. Now, I did learn a lot through actual network marketing, but a lot of it's just been intuitively learned through understanding relationships better and having more years on the planet. And so I recommend that if you're looking for people to just start having conversations. And when you do little network calls like I do that are just 15 minutes, it's really easy to say yes to more people instead of thinking, oh, well, I just don't know if that person does anything that aligns with what I do or how we could help each other. I just go into these calls with an open mind without any expectation of the outcome. And amazing things happen over and over and over again. And I have met a lot of the people that I do masterminds with, either through being on their podcast or through these networking calls. Maybe we're on like a call for a group that we're part of together, and then we exchange calendars and we have a one-on-one call. And that's something that I really recommend. I'm going to have a little sip of my cacao. I can't recommend this enough. I don't know if you're a cacao drinker or not. It's something that I got into a few years back, and cravings for me used to be really bad. I learned to tackle cravings very effectively with tapping. And if you have craving issues, like where you have a certain food or food type that sabotages your progress over and over again, I can't recommend using EFT tapping for that enough. And I'm certainly a practitioner that can help you with that if you need it. But also finding things that feed the craving without sabotaging is huge. So, as a woman, there are certain times of the month when those chocolate cravings are definitely prevalent for me, and now is one of them. So I'm having a cup of cacao. I have a bunch of different things that I like. If you're looking for different brands, Cacao Bliss, I really like. That one has superfoods and turmeric and some other things in it. And it's only 35 calories. And that's what I'm actually drinking right now. It's rich. It's really good. If you're looking for something with even less calories, Rasa makes some really great cacao blends. They have a spicy rose cacao one that is good and kind of peppery. And they have a few other blends where cacao is the main ingredient and you can really taste that chocolatiness coming through. And most of those are between 0 and 10 calories for an 8-ounce cup. And you just get a lot of that satisfying taste. And with those, I can drink those even when I'm in my fasting window and they're not really affecting anything. So, the little tips and tricks we learn along the way where we can have equal satisfaction without sabotaging are some of the most valuable things that we can share with each other. So I just wanted to share that little nugget with you as I'm sitting here sipping on this. It just smells amazing. I just put my nose in it. It's just chocolate, 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 and so warm. I I've really embraced warm beverages lately. I was always a cold and iced beverage drinker. And for the last year, I've really found myself drinking a lot more tea and coffee alternatives. There's so many of those right now, guys. I mean, I don't know about your feed on social media, but mine is always just full of all these different alternative things that can be consumed instead of coffee. And a lot of them are high calorie, and even if they do have good stuff in them, they don't really like fit for me. But there's a lot of really great ones out there if you know what you're looking at. I do definitely value my background in nutrition and dietetics for being able to understand labels better than the average bear and make good choices that are nutrient rich. But so I just wanted to share back to the whole networking thing that I had a really great call with a couple of my new business besties last week. And here's how I want to explain why this is so important in your business if you're not doing it. When you have outsiders assess what's going on for you, it's light bulb moments galore. So one of us in the group has a great membership program that she has a lot of people in, but her goal for the month was either to get 3 new clients or a much larger amount of people in her membership. But the way that she was looking at it was that it was going to be so much struggle either way. And she was laying out the different, pros and cons and this and that. And through talking to us, the other woman and I came up with like a really easy email marketing plan for her, pretty much helped her to write the copy right there on the spot, and gave her the confidence to market her membership plan in a different way and put it out there. And when you're dealing with other women who have been part of programs and masterminds, things that, I mean, I know I've paid tens of thousands of dollars for different coaching and programs over the years. And all that knowledge is just bopping around in our brains. And it's oftentimes much easier to apply it to someone else's situation than it is to your own. But when you have a group like that that's helping you apply it to your situation, then you feel more confident in following through with it and taking the next action steps. So, this is the value of networking, masterminding, brainstorming, and having that kind of time. And I can't put enough emphasis on it because I used to be of the mindset that there wasn't time for that I just had to work, 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 push, 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 strive, strive, strive. I don't have time to just chit chat with people and not know what the outcome's going to be from that or what have you. But when you're willing to hand it over to the universe and let go of the expectations, let go of the outcomes expected, and just see what happens, some really great stuff can come out. And I got some great ideas that I'm going to be acting on later on this morning. And I came up with some great brainstorming around joint ventures. I got, people that were interested in coming and speaking on different things that I'll be doing in the next couple of months. And it's such a confidence boost. It's a business boost. And all of that translates into greater success, greater income, greater goal accomplishment and achievement, and people to celebrate with you along the way. So if you're like me, how I used to be and not understanding networking or the value of it, it's definitely time to dip a toe in the water. Next time you're on a big group call and you feel a little bit of a connection with somebody, shoot them a private message in Zoom and ask them if they'd like to have a virtual coffee sometime and connect with you and see what happens. What's the worst case scenario? They either don't see your message, they don't respond, or they say no. And then you're in no different of a place than you already were. But I feel like most of the time, people definitely say yes, even if it's, yes, but I'm really busy this month. Can we do it, a month from now or 2 months from now? Or can I have your calendar link and I will schedule with you when I'm ready? And you follow up with them. That's all the great things happen in the follow up. And if you're committed to something and you can see the potential in it, it'll be worth it. So that's my nugget for today, guys. And this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but I've been getting so much out of these different groups that I've been having calls with, and I feel like I've been giving so much too. And it's just such a community strengthener, and it will help to strengthen your brand and what you're doing and everything else too. So find some new people to talk with, find some new people to share with, find some new people to have a little virtual cup of cacao with, and make it amazing. All right, I'm going to go get ready for the upcoming Aligned Success Workshop that is launching on September 19th. And there'll be people in there that would be good to network with. So join us and find some people to have that virtual coffee, virtual tea with, and also learn how to create aligned success for your work and your family and your personal life. Success that feels good. I want you to think about all the things that you're working towards right now. And is the process of working towards them feeling good? Is it feeling aligned? Is it feeling like there is ease and grace and flow and spaciousness of time, and that things are actually coming together for you? Or does it feel like stress, anxiety, heaviness, striving, struggle, and hustle? If it's feeling like the latter, then that is not aligned success. And aligned success is available to everyone. Okay? It's not some unicorn thing that only certain people can figure out. Because I've walked both sides of that. I have done the hustle, struggle, and strive, and I have done co-collaborating with the universe and allowing things to be easy and aligned. And hands down, the latter is way more fun. And for me, way more successful. Like leaps and bounds, better things happen, better success, greater goal achievement, everything else. When I allow and release and lower my resistance and unkink my own hose from receiving all the goodness that naturally wants to flow to me, that so often I, and maybe you, cut off. So head over to teresalearlevine.org, sign up, and join me. It is a live workshop. It's an interactive workshop. We're going to be doing things together. I'm going to be personally addressing your questions, your issues, your challenges, the things that are going on in your life. So bring it. This is a great opportunity to get coached and advised for free and to really, really soak up the value of a unique, immersive workshop like this. I hope to see you there, and thank you for listening. Have an amazing day.
Thanks so much for listening. If you loved this episode, please share it with a friend or post on social media and tag me so I can personally connect and thank you. Until next time, keep taking bold and brave action steps towards becoming more of who you want to be in this world. You are capable, you are worthy, and you are enough. Keep shining your light.